What is up, everybody? This is the first official YouTube video of MylesTalksSports, and what better way to start it off by recapping week 14 of week 4 of this NFL season. So I'm gonna just go down the list of games, and I'm gonna give my opinion, and I'm gonna try to find my original predictions for them. So starting off, we had Thursday night football, Seahawks versus Cardinals. This is a pretty boring, controlled game by the Seahawks. They almost let up at the end of the quarter, but you know what? Marvin Harrison looked good. JSN, I think he underperformed a bit, if I'm not mistaken, from what I remember. But still, decent game. This was what I think everybody really expected. The Cardinals haven't really beat anybody legit this year, and they faced a decent team. And this is what happened. So, the Cardinals fans that did believe that they were actually elite, you need to get off your high horse. The Cardinals need to get off their high horse, and they need to start rethinking, personnel and everything, because in my eyes, this team truly is a 7-10 team that misses the playoffs. In my eyes, this is a 7-10 team that misses the playoffs. The Seahawks look good, though. They look good. They bounced back quickly from that Week 1 loss against San Francisco, and they've been looking good ever since. And I think that's 3 straight for them, so that's really good. All right, so we're going to move on to Vikings versus Steelers. I'm just going to go all in order. And I did not expect the Steelers to actually beat the Vikings. I'm not going to lie. This is probably the weirdest 3-1 I've seen. I don't know. I just don't know how they're getting it done with their retirement home team, but it's working. I thought the Vikings defense was going to absolutely maul the Steelers, but apparently Aaron Rodgers and the boys had other things to say, so, and not much you can do when Carson Wentz is your quarterback, or at least now it's Carson Wentz. But yeah, onto that, we got Commanders versus Falcons. Michael Penix Jr. proved me wrong. I had Washington, but this is one hell of a way to bounce back. Drake London looked great. Michael Penix looks great. Kyle Pitts looking great. All right. Marcus Mariota, not too bad of a game. He's an efficient backup, a reliable backup. Once Jaden Daniels comes back, though, this Commanders team should get up and running. They should be looking a lot better. What was next? Chargers versus Giants. Oh, my goodness. As a Chiefs fan, I love to see it. 3-1 for the Chargers, so they don't start off 4-0, and they lose to a team like the Giants. Other than that, though, if you're blaming this game as a Chargers fan on Justin Herbert, do not blame it on Justin Herbert. He played pretty decent. Couple mistakes, obviously. I think it was... Let me check the stats. I don't want to get anything wrong. But he had a couple of mistakes, but I wouldn't put this game fully on him. But as a Chargers fan, well, I'm not a Chargers fan, but if you are a Chargers fan, I think you look at this game and you have a lot of stuff to analyze, but Omari and Hampton is looking great, right? One, their O-line is beaten and battered, and Omari and Hampton still looked great. Justin Herbert did as much as he could. Quentin Johnston is finally looking like that round 1 pick that y'all needed him to be, right? And you have Keenan Allen and Ladd McConkey as the 2 and 3 as of now. So this team is looking solid. Once y'all O-line gets back in shape, this is going to be a great team. And as a Chiefs fan, I hate to say it, this is going to be a great team that's going to be able to compete with my Chiefs in the playoffs. All right? Y'all already beat us once. This is going to be a great team that can compete with us. But other than that, Jackson Dart looks solid. Jackson Dart had a great first game. Yeah, it's the Chargers, right? Their O-line is bruised and battered, but that doesn't mean the defense is. The Chargers still have a very great defense, and Jackson Dart was able to do what he could, I feel like it's not the flashiest rookie debut, but hey, they beat a 3-0 team. He had no major mistakes, no interceptions, a rushing touchdown and a passing touchdown. So, hey, that's great. That's great looking from a rookie on his first debut against a 3-0 team. thrown into the fire, thrown in against a good team, and he beat all expectations, and he led his team to the win. That's as much as you could ask for from a rookie in Jackson Dart, man. But yeah, after that, what do we have after that? Let's see. Titans, Texans, 0-3 versus 0-3. Someone's O has to go, and I feel like anybody who is everybody expected the Titans to remain defeated, because, I mean, man, that is a horrible, as Cam Ward said, I'm going to keep it a buck, their ass. All right? I'm quoting y'all starting QB. That's what he said. But the Texans finally got a win. And honestly, this Texans team isn't bad. It's not bad. CJ Stroud's looking a little iffy, right? Nico Collins isn't getting as much targets, but this team isn't bad, right? They lost to a great Tampa Bay Bucks team. They lost to a great Rams team. I don't recall who else they lost to, but those are two great teams that they lost to. Those are two teams that are going to be looking real good this whole season, right? And you know what? This is a great statement shutout first win of the season. You know, you had an opponent that is the same record as you, and you had to prove that you're on a different level, and you did with the shutout win. So that's great. That's great for the Texans. Hopefully Cam Ward can get something figured out over there. I know that O-line kind of sucks. Calvin Ridley, man, not doing what he's supposed to for Cam Ward, but you know, if you watch the games, Cam Ward does have great potential, great upside. So hopefully they can build something around him, because right now it's not looking too good. But speaking of the Bucks and good teams, the Bucks faced the Philadelphia Eagles, and at first, I'm not gonna lie, I thought the Bucks were on fraud watch, but they did pull back. They did make it a one-score game. You know, the final score, 31-25. Can't be too mad about that. But yeah, I mean, what else is there to say but the Eagles are back, right? Jalen Hurts is finally somewhat showing that he can throw the ball. At least he's getting passing touchdowns, right? Jalen Hurts is finally showing that he can throw the ball, because I'm not going to lie, those first 2 to 3 weeks, he looked absolutely horrible throwing the ball. Not horrible, but it felt like he wasn't confident in his ball. But now at least he gives Eagles fans and people across the NFL the realization of, okay, he'll just pass when he needs to pass, right? Clearly they're trying to play it safe. Saquon Barkley is looking a little iffy. He still looks like a top 5 running back in the league, but he doesn't look like one. He doesn't look like number 1 right now, right? I think a guy like A-Chain looks I'd have him above Barkley, but that's because he has a higher workload. Again, Barkley doesn't have a high workload because of how good this team is, right? Nobody on this team is going to have a high workload because of how good this team is, because how solid this team is. But let's go to the Bucs side. Baker Mayfield, although had an interception, still balled out near 300 yards, 2 touchdowns. Bucky Irving, what a game. Bucky Irving is having a strong second year. I think everybody that is a Bucs fan should be real hopeful. Man, Emeka Agukpa, whatever. Emeka Buggers, that's what we're going to call him, Buggers. Man, oh man, this is the best wide receiver in the class. I had 3 wide receivers to look out for in this class. That was Buggers, Golden, and Tet. So far, Golden is finally getting more targets. Tet, not much you can do at the Carolina Panthers, but Buggers got put in a great situation, and he is performing, and he's living up to it, man. This dude looks solid. Solidified himself as the wide receiver 1 on the Bucs, even when Mike Evans was in, right? This is a solid team, solid young team that's going to be able to do a lot in the next couple of years. So if you're a Bucs fan, you know, this win hurts. You know, y'all were competing. This win hurts, but y'all are going to be solid. Nothing to be sad about. This was a great showing. Next we have Panthers versus Patriots, and this is our first. Hold up. This is our second actually. BTA. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I knew the Patriots were looking a little decent. But if I'm being honest, you could set me ablaze. I was confident the Panthers were gonna pull off an upset. I did not believe in the Patriots before this game, but now I do. Drake May is amazing. I guess you could call me silly for having high hopes for the Panthers, but I mean, Drake May looks great. Drake May looks great, man. Stephon Diggs putting up a hundo this game. I mean, yeah, this is a nice, solid young team. They're gonna get a lot done. Hey, you could see them in a 7 seed. I see them being able to get in a 7 seed. I mean, after that, though, they're losing in the first round. But, yeah, Patriots fans, y'all got something to root for. Mac Jones wasn't a success, but Drake May is y'all future. Drake May is y'all future. And the Carolina Panthers fans, man, just pray Cam Newton can get back in his prime somehow and produce for y'all. Because, man, oh, man. I mean, y'all got Territoria McMillan. That's the McLaren in the ghetto right now, man. This team has a lot of work to do. And, yeah, but let's go back because I needed to address our first BTA. Texans on the Titans. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Let's get back into this, right? Let's not be hasty. Let's not waste no more time. Saints versus Bills. I'm not gonna call this BTA because everybody expected this, right? It was looking a little iffy. It was looking a little iffy at the start. The Saints actually looked like they were gonna do something. Then the Bills just ran away with it. But I'm not gonna lie, and this is another one of those teams with the running backs. I'm telling you, James Cook is looking amazing this year. And one of the guys I have over Saquon Barkley and why Saquon's not looking top 5 right now. He's looking great. He's looking top 5, but he's not 4, 3, 2, or 1. I got him at my 5. James Cook is looking amazing. He's still producing even with a running quarterback as good as Josh Allen. As great as Josh Allen, might I add. As great as Josh Allen, right? You got some young receivers in Shakir and Coleman. The Bills are solid. They produced. It was a little slow, but they ran away with it. They did what they're supposed to at the end. Saints fans, y'all did y'all best. I mean, the Saints are the Saints. Y'all not going to be too good this year, but y'all did. Y'all put up a fight and be proud of it because there's not going to be a lot more proud moments in the season. But anyways, kind of the same story on our next match, Browns versus Lions. In the first quarter, I think it was like 10-14. I was like, oh, dang, okay. Was the Browns actually not lying when they beat the Packers? But no. Yeah, Lions did what the Lions are doing. After that rough first week from the Lions, yeah, they're back. They're back, right? For anyone who thought the Packers were going to be the best team in the NFC North, no, Lions are back. Lions are back. They're ready. And next time they meet the Packers, it's going to be a different story. But anyways, on to an amazing, superb game. Honestly, could be game of the week for me. For me, this is game of the week. Colts versus Rams. This was amazing. I want to start off another one of these running backs. Jonathan Taylor, he had a slow day in the office today, but against a great defensive front line that the Rams got with Jared Verse and the boys. So yeah, I mean, JT, not much you can do against that, but he is looking like the best back in the league right now, man. Jonathan Taylor is looking absolutely disgusting this year, and although he didn't get no touchdowns, he still put up a good 96. That's all you need. 96 on 17, man. This dude's the workhorse. Daniel Jones, 2 interceptions, looking a little iffy. Did throw 260 yards though. Had a little touchdown. But man, this game was great. The Tyler Warren also, another shout out on the Colts. Tyler Warren looked great. But going on to the Rams, man. Yo, I was so iffy on the Rams because of Stafford's back injury. But bro, 400? Yo, you throwing 400 on us, Brody? And your back's supposed to be hurt? Get out of here. This is my pick for who's going to come out the East. I don't care if the Eagles beat them. I got the Rams making it out the East, bro. This offense, this rushing defense, but more so this offense, disgusting, bro. Matthew Stafford is looking amazing right now. Puka Nacua is undoubtedly the best wide receiver so far this season. Undoubtedly, bro. 170 yards, a touchdown, bro, on 13 receptions, bro. This guy has been producing amazingly, producing like a monster this whole season. Hasn't lost a step yet, man. And Devontae Adams is looking like a solid wide receiver too for the Rams. And yeah, the Rams got a lot. And y'all got Kyron Lacy in the back who's been producing, man. This team has some bright hopes this season, man. And let's go to our next game. But yeah, shout out to the Rams, man. I got y'all going to the Super Bowl against, of course, my Kansas City Chiefs. But on to the next game. We got Bears versus Raiders. And what can I say, bro? I want to start off by saying, Raiders, y'all got some issues to address, right? Geno Smith is not the guy. And it's sad too, because I loved Geno. I was really high on Geno. I thought he was going to be able to do something, but bro, back-to-back 3-interception games, it gets to a point where you're going to have to start playing with the quarterback. Ashton Genty, oh my goodness, amazing game. They let him go the Michael Myers stance, amazing game. 3 touchdowns, hat-trick touchdowns, man. Proved everybody wrong. Everybody was doubting him wrong. If you really watched it, you could tell Ashton wasn't producing because of the trash O-line, but to all the box watchers, he proved y'all wrong this game. Brock Bowers, again, not much you can do when Geno's at quarterback. 3 interceptions is disgusting. It's already time. I don't care if it's week 4. It's time to have talks about Geno Smith because that guy, he needs help. I don't know if he's seeing ghosts in the back. I don't know if he's getting paid off, but yeah, man. This Raiders team isn't gonna go anywhere with Geno Smith in quarterback, bro, and with that bum O-line, bro. But going to the other side, Caleb Williams, decent game. Against the Raiders though, you could do better, man. 200 and a touchdown, but you got an interception. I'm not mad at it, but you could have done better, bro. You could have. Roma Dunze is looking amazing this year. The clear number 1 option. If anybody was questioning it over at the Bears headquarters, this is the clear number 1 option, Roma Dunze. 70 in the tutty. Not much more you could ask. Only 4 receptions though. But hey, not much you could ask, man. This dude's been producing great. So yeah, y'all got y'all QB1, y'all wide receiver 1. Now just lock up everything else and y'all are good. Also, I would love to see Costas Loveland get involved more, man. Everybody was so high on Loveland and Ward. I'd love to see Loveland get involved, man, because he's great. I'd love to see him get involved. But on to the next game, man. Ravens, Chiefs. I know what time it is, bro. BTA. Boy, that's how you show them, baby. I don't care what nobody say. Oh, the Ravens are injured. The Chiefs are injured too, bro. We just got Xavier Worthy back, our wide receiver 2. Wait until Rashid Rice gets back. But that's how you do it. Everybody thought the Chiefs was off after they little 0-2. People was starting to get excited. But nah, man. Patrick Mahomes, 270 and 4 tutties on him, boy. 270 and 4 tutties on him, boy. Talk to him, boy. Xavier Worthy, 121 total yards, all-purpose yards on your first game back? That's how we feeling? Ooh. Yes, sir, bro. Pacheco, 48 and a tutty. He's finally looking a little bit better, right? Juju Smith, another tutty. Hollywood Brown, another tutty. Juan Thornton, another tutty. Travis Kelce with a little 50 yards. I'm happy. Mahomes feeding everybody. This what he do. He gonna find the targets. If y'all say he got 3 water boys, he gonna feed them water boys a tutty each, bro. He gonna feed them a tutty each, bro. And, bro, man, oh, man, Lamar out with the hamstring. I don't think this game would have gotten any different if Lamar stayed in. Same thing with Nate Wiggins. This game was dominantly controlled by the Chiefs whole time. So, and we proved why we are not the frauds. And the Ravens aren't frauds, but they are injured. So, but we're injured too. So I'm not. I didn't use the injuries as excuses for our losses. We're injured. They're injured. So yeah. But hey, you know, better luck next week, Ravens fans. And hey, y'all might see Ashton Genty in Cancun come in January. So hey, be excited for that, man. Y'all gonna feel some warm weather out there in the DMV. But let's see. After that, I think it's the, oh my goodness, Packers versus Cowboys. This could have been game of the week. This could have been game of the week if it didn't end in a damn tie, bro. I'm tired of anticipating a tie. I'm utterly tired of anticipating a tie in football. Why are there ties in football, bro? College don't got no ties, bro. If it's going to have to go to 20 OT, it's going to go to 20 OT. So why in the NFL, in the grown men league, are we doing ties, bro? Participation points, bro. Nobody wants to see that, bro. You got people on the East Coast staying up till 12 a.m. for a tie? This great game got robbed because it ended in a tie? Get out of here, bro. Get out of here, bro. Nobody want to see no tie. Be real. Be real, bro. Be real, bro. Nobody want to see no tie, bro. Nobody want to see no tie. But let's get into the stats, man. Jordan Love, 303, looking great out there, man. Towards the end, though, he was starting to slow down. He was starting to get a little nervous. But other than that, he had a great game. Josh Jacobs, oh my goodness, 160 and 2. Disgusting if you had him on your fantasy. Sadly, I traded him away. But I did get some good pieces back in return, so I can't be too sad about it. But man, oh man, Josh Jacobs, wow. Wow. Wow, man, that was great. That was a great game. Literally, if it didn't end in the tie, this would have been given the census. Oh, Romeo Doubs with the hat trick of the touchdowns. Only 58 yards though, but hey, when he was in the end zone, they was finding him, so that is great, bro. Onto the Dallas side, man. Dak is looking great this season. I'm not gonna lie, Dak really looks great this season. 303, same thing on both sides. George Pickens, way to step up. I faced him in fantasy. My dad actually beat me this week because of George freaking Pickens. But way to step up for CeeDee Lamb, man. Way to step up for CeeDee Lamb. 134 and 2. I'm not gonna lie, I was doubting him. I thought he was gonna be too much of a diva, really. And I thought the Packers were gonna be able to contain him, but man, he went off this game, bro. He went off. Clap it up for George, bro. Clap it up for George, bro. That right there is how you make a statement, boy. Javonte Williams, 100 and a tutty. Not much more you can ask for from your running back, but overall, a great game. Just sucks that you have to see these things end in a tie, bro. But after that, man, we got the Monday night games. Let me see. Monday night games, yeah, 28-3. Broncos dominating. Dominating, man. RJ Harvey finally got his first touchdown of the season, so there's that to be happy about, man. Cortland Sutton looking like a valuable option for the rest of the season for Bo Nix. But Cincinnati, man, the defense is horrible. Your quarterbacks suck, and Jamar Chase can't produce against top 10 defenses, apparently. Both of your receivers can't produce against top 10 defenses. So you really have to ask the question, man, and Joe Burrow's too injury prone, what are y'all gonna do in the future, bro? Y'all can't have 2 wide receiver ones and a great quarterback who's injury prone, and the rest of your team just stinks like butt. All right, so y'all are gonna have to figure that out. But yeah, I mean, great defensive performance from the Broncos, man. This was like beautiful, actually beautiful. I don't know how many times they pressured or sacked Jake Browning, but man, I think they sacked him. Let me check actually. They sacked him 3 times. And they could have gotten more. They could have gotten more because they pressured him so much that game. It was disgusting. But yeah, the Cincinnati's in shambles right now. But moving on. Moving on to the last Monday night game, Dolphins versus Jets. As a Chiefs fan, I want to start off. The perfect would start off with some of the injuries we saw this weekend. So Malik Neighbors, man, get better soon. Very great young talent. I would love to see him with Jackson Dart that game, but great young talent. Hopefully it's not torn. Maybe like a sprain so he could be back before the end of the season. But yeah, man. Sucks to see Neighbors go down. Great young talent. Sucks to see Tyreek down, man. One of my all-time favorites. Hopefully he can get back before the end of the season. But man, those are some 2 big injuries, man. Same with Nate Wiggins and Lamar, bro. Lamar got a hammy, so hopefully it's not too bad. But I know Nico Collins had to sit out like 4 weeks last week because of the hammy. And same thing with Nate Wiggins, bro. Y'all rest up. Those are 2 great talents on the Ravens, so hopefully they rest up too. But those are all the injuries I can think of off the top of my head, man. But yeah, never want to see injuries in football, man. Well, I mean, you never like to see injuries in any sport. So, yeah, but moving on. Miami. Tua, man, this is not the future for Miami. I'm gonna be so honest, this is not the future guy. He did look okay. 2 touchdowns, under 200 yards. He looked okay. But really the story of the night is the power back, man, Devon A-Chain. For the Dolphins, at least, man, Devon A-Chain is a workhorse, bro. That is the golden ticket for this Dolphins offense, bro. And, like, how much he's producing this whole season, man. He's top 3 running backs in the league right now, bro. In my opinion, undoubtedly top 3 in the league. That guy is amazing, man. And he has receiving and rushing value. Like, that guy is amazing, bro. I might be glazing because I have him on my fantasy, but, man, that guy is producing every game. But on the other side, Justin Fields had a great game, actually. He had 200 and a touchdown, and then he had that monstrous rushing touchdown, man. So Justin Fields, he balled out. He's looking solid. Yeah, they're not getting the wins, but through the games he's been playing, he looks solid. And Breece Hall had 111. I'm looking at it right now. 111, man. That's good. That's great. And I know he had some passing looks. I know he had some receptions. So that's great, man. Breece Hall, way to produce, bro. Because people was counting him out after last season, but way to produce, man. But the dog, Garrett Wilson, bro. Oh my goodness, yo, that catch was disgusting, bro. That catch at the end, bro, he bobbled it, balanced it, kept both feet in bounds. That's disgusting, bro. That is disgusting, bro. But man, shout out to the dogs of the week, bro. Firstly, Ashton Genty proving the doubters wrong. 3 tutties, bro. Over 150 on their heads, bro. Shout out proving the doubters wrong. George Pickens, way to step up. Be a dog, man. Way to be a dog, man. You a real wide receiver 1 for real. Now it's proven they got CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. Hey, secondaries, watch out. They dangerous, bro. Shout out Xavier Worthy coming off the injury, man. Looking amazing for the Chiefs. Shout out Pat Surtain holding that boy Jamar to 23 yards. Man, this is the next Revis Island, bro. And shout out Garrett Wilson for the absolute amazing energy he put out in that absolute monstrous catch, man. Shout out. Those are some dogs, man. Shout out Puka Nacua, man. Real dog, bro. That's dog of the year so far. Puka Nacua, man. Real producer, real dog, man. Anyways, man. That's the recap for week 4 of the NFL season. And this is the first ever Miles Talk Sports episode on the Miles Talk Sports YouTube page. Thank you for watching, and I'm signing out. Peace.